As you're tuning in, become aware of your whole body. If you're lying on the floor, notice how the floor supports your body. If you're sitting, when we're sitting, we can notice how the chair or whatever it is we're sitting on supports our body. And become aware of the body, of the whole of your body from head to toes, kind of as one unit. Notice if there are any shapes or images in your body, in your mind, as you're paying attention to that. There's often a visual sense of how we're located in space. And then with a couple of exhalations, see if you can relax your body. As you exhale, let the tension release out of your muscles, out of your mind, out of your breath. Inhale really deeply. Notice the sides of the rib cage, if you can have them open a bit as you inhale. Feel the chest expand. And then as you exhale, relax all the way from your top of your head all the way down through to your toes, letting go of any tightness or constriction. And then bring your attention to your senses, your sense perceptions. Notice how we are aware of the space around us through the perceptions in our bodies. We notice where we're connected with a chair or with the ground through the perception of pressure on the back of our body. We can feel air on our skin. We know what temperature it is. We hear sounds. Some of those sounds are coming from the environment around us. Some are more internally oriented, like the sound of thought that appears in our mind. Or maybe the sound of gurgling in your stomach. The sound of the breath. Pratyahara is a yoga practice. It's one of the 8 rungs of yoga, and it involves withdrawing the mind from the senses. And it's not meant to be worked in an avoiding kind of a way or a numbing way. It's more that we notice that we have these sensory perceptions. We notice that they're located in the space of the body. Some of them have a physical explanation, like the feeling of warmth if we have our hands on our stomach or legs. The feeling of coolness and smoothness if our hands are touching a desk or another surface. And we have an energy environment that we can become aware of. And that tends to happen on 2 levels. There are sensations or feelings in the body, energy, perception of energy. And this is very connected with what's happening in the mind. So that layer of the mind that contains the thought stream can be quite calm, it can be quite chaotic, we can be feeling kind of dragged along or compulsive about something. We have a lot of different experiences when we pay attention to the thought stream. And that those thoughts, the experience of busyness or calm, is really reflected in our bodies, in the energy in our bodies, in the tightness or relaxation in the muscles. So we just notice. Notice the environment of the body. Notice the sense perceptions. Notice the energy as well, and how this is connected with tightness or contraction in muscles in the body. Or if we're feeling calm, there's a sense of relaxation through the body. And then bring your attention to the breath. Notice the sensory experience of the air flowing over the membranes of the nose. When we're breathing in, we can feel that coolness. We can feel it through the nose, and we can maybe feel it down into the throat. We can feel the coolness of the inhale a little bit further down into the throat or the lungs than we can the warmth of the exhale. Notice which nostril has more airflow. And notice the rhythm and the pattern of the breath. The healthiest breathing pattern is one that is smooth and calm, where the exhalation and the inhalation are about the same length, where the breath isn't jerky, there's no pauses in the breath. So as we work with these qualities of smooth and even, keep your mind focused, especially on the transition points in the breath. Notice as you exhale, you let the body empty of air, and then there's a transition point when you come into the inhalation. Let your body receive the nourishment of the in-breath. When you're finished inhaling, let go into the out-breath. And in addition to the sensory perception of the air flowing in the nose, we're noticing that there's a rhythm and a pace to the breath. There's qualities of the breath. And that one layer of the mind is witnessing or observing the breath. We're observing the body. We're taking in sense perception. Allow your whole stomach area to be really soft and relaxed so that there's no restriction on the breath. The body knows how to breathe. Notice if you can trust the body, if you can allow the muscles to relax, the effort to relax, so that the body can breathe without interference. Focus your attention on the navel center, on that rise and fall of the breath at the navel center. Like a smooth, continuous wave. As we breathe in, the stomach rises. As we breathe out, everything relaxes, releases, and the stomach comes back towards the spine. Notice if the mind is generating persistent thought, if there's a little bit more space between thoughts, if the thoughts seem kind of quiet, notice the environment in the mind. Not ignoring the thought and not following a train of thought either. So being aware of these layers, the physical body. Scan your body from head to toe, noticing if there's any tightness or holding anywhere in the body, any contraction. Remaining aware of the breath as you scan through, noticing the forehead and the eyebrows, the mouth and the jaw. The back of the neck and the shoulders. The heart center, the stomach. The arms, hands, fingers. The legs all the way down into the feet and the toes. Let your body be fully supported by the environment that you're in. Trusting that your body will continue to breathe. And without bringing any sense of effort into the breathing practice of extended exhalation, notice how long it's taking you to breathe in, and then notice how long it's taking you to breathe out. And allow the exhalation to continue a little bit longer than the inhalation. Same smooth, easy rhythm of the breath. Letting the exhalation continue up to twice as long as the inhalation. Letting the breath empty without putting any pressure on the muscles of the stomach to empty the lungs. So allowing it to continue a little bit longer. Let the air completely empty from the lungs. And then before there's any sense of urgency or panic, allow the in-breath to start. Withdraw your mind, your attention from the thoughts. Focus your attention completely on the breath, on this little bit of a longer exhalation, the wave of the breath in the stomach area. Letting the exhalation release anything that's not serving you, anything you might be holding on to. And then there's the in-breath, and then there's more letting go. If thoughts seem intrusive, focus your attention again on the breath, on the body. Let the thoughts be in the background. We can count on thought being there when we're finished the practice. We don't need to focus on it right now. Focus all your attention on this natural process of the body of exhaling and relaxing. As you're inhaling, allow the breath to nourish all the cells in the body. Bringing in this new oxygen, the nourishment of the in-breath, to your whole entire body. And then let go of the breath awareness. Withdraw your mind from the sense perceptions. And rest for a moment in the stillness. Noticing there is a dimension beyond what we experience through the senses and the body. Touching into that. And then remaining aware of this sense of stillness, of the layers beyond the thinking mind, beyond the physical body. If you're in Shavasana, roll over onto your left side. Support your head with your arm, bend your knees, and take a moment to transition out of the pose before you sit up. When you open your eyes, look all around you. Notice that there are sense perceptions coming in visually now as well. Notice that you can still be aware of the body and of the breath, of the mind, and of the stillness.